The story so far. Draupadi is dragged to the court and is disrobed in front of everybody. She prays to Krishna to save her from disgrace. Krishna protects her by making her sari long enough to exhaust Dushasan, who was pulling at it. To pacify the Pandavas, Dhritarashtra gives them back all that they have lost. The Pandavas left Hastinapur with rage in their eyes. For the humiliation they had faced in the court, they pledged to end the Kauravas. As they approached Indraprasth, their people gathered to receive them. Meanwhile, at Hastinapur, Dushasan and Duryodhan started plotting their next step to destroy the Pandavas. They were not oblivious to the fact that the Pandavas would avenge their humiliation, and this time their revenge would be a force to reckon with. To prevent this from happening, Duryodhan announced his next plan. The plan was to call the Pandavas for another game of dice and rob them of their kingdom, leaving them homeless and forcing them into exile for 13 years. Shakuni, Karna and Dushasan supported the plan and proposed it to Dhritarashtra. It did not take time to convince Dhritarashtra, who commanded that the Pandavas be called for another game of dice. This time Gandhari stepped in to stop Dhritarashtra, but he would not change his mind. Thus, a messenger was sent to call the Pandavas to Hastinapur. The Pandavas knew very well the consequences of gambling again. Shakuni would roll the dice and win again, forcing the Pandavas to spend 12 years in exile and the 13th year in hiding. Despite knowing that this was yet another plot to get rid of them, the Pandavas agreed to the invitation and left for Hastinapur. Upon reaching Hastinapur, all assembled at the court where the game began anew. Shakuni rolled the dice and won the match. This spread cheer among the supporters of Kauravas. Dushasan announced the absolute sovereignty of Duryodhan and that the Pandavas would have to spend 12 years in the forest and the 13th year in absolute concealment. If under any circumstance they were to be discovered, they would have to spend 12 more years in exile. The Pandavas took off their jewelry and bowed before the Kuru elders. Filled with shame, no one spoke a word to the Pandavas, who quietly walked out of the court. Vidur, however, did not let Kunti go. He promised to take care of her and serve her until her sons were back from exile. While those supporting the Pandavas cried for them, those supporting the Kauravas cheered in joy. With the Pandavas gone, Duryodhan now had complete control over the kingdom. The departure of the Pandavas left an air of fear and sorrow in the court. 13 years from this day, the Pandavas would come back to destroy the Kauravas.
I'm not an atheist for the reason that I am arrogant, or proud, or vain. Nor am I a demigod.
Draupadi tried to stop Dushasan and looked to her husbands for help. But upon finding that they were helpless before their fate, started chanting the name of Krishna.